Today, I'm going to show you how to make a basic but beautiful Hebel BBQ. It's a very simple process. First, you've got to start off with a solid base, a concrete slab. We're going to mark out 2.3 by 600 is the dimensions. If you mark from one edge, you come in 1200, that'll give you your center wall. That will work blocks perfectly for what's been delivered. And the first thing we need to do is run some damp course. Lay your damp course pretty much at the right dimension that you're about to construct. So from the end, it's 1200 in. That'll fit the base for the barbecue, plus on top of that will be the base for the bench top. Very simple. Before we start laying the blocks, we need to get some Hebel adhesive. Now you've got to pour it into a bucket with a bit of water, and to get the right consistency, you're looking at about runny porridge. Now you can do it by hand, or I'm doing it the easier way. You just buy a mixer, throw it into your drill. All right, as you can see, it's a nice creamy base. Now that's going to go straight onto the Hebel blocks beautifully. Now we're ready for the next process. You've got your damp course down. We're going to start laying the blocks. Now you want to create a thick bed for the base first, then you can use your level to get each block nice and level. What we're going to do, we're actually going to put the first block in, butt the next block on the back wall into that, run it all the way around. Now the next block on top sits over the top of this first block. That will then stagger the joints, the stretcher bond pattern. That will give you a nice, strong finish. You can use a normal trowel, but I'm actually going to use this one because it actually gives me a notched finish. Give me a better bond. Also remember to batter up each corner. Wherever there's a block that meets a block, you want to get plenty of glue on there. This is great, this tool. Good to just check as you go. We want to have the outside of the damp course, which will be the outside of this internal wall, at 1200 millimeters, because the first panel that goes on the base, which will be 1200 by 600, will land directly over this first section at the right height. Always good to use your level as much as you can. You'll probably find that you have to cut some of the blocks, but I tell you what, this thing is a piece of cake to cut. You find your measurement that you need, mark a line with a square, and you just grab an old handsaw. Just make sure you wear eye protection and a mask, and cut away. What I like to do is, when you're cutting on an existing pack, you don't really want to be cutting into the next block behind. So you leave a depth of about 5 to 10 mil left. Now these Hebel blocks, once you've cut through, quite easy, it just breaks away. You don't have to penetrate your next block. After you laid your centre block, you just want to do a quick double check. So again, you want to be 1200 to the outside. From the outside of your centre block. Don't be afraid to keep checking measurements and keep using your level. This thing has to go up nice, plumb and straight, and the whole thing will work perfectly. The second course should actually overlap the bottom piece. So that creates your strength. Very important to actually Second course ties in the center wall. The center wall needs to be nice and strong because it's going to carry your base for the barbecue. You can see how it overlocks into the other course, then we cut this block in between. Okay, I've finished all the block work. All my courses are done. I'm just battering up to install the first bench top. When you're screwing the top down, use 150mm bugle head screws. They bite straight through the top and straight into the block. And you want to countersink them at least 10 to 15 mil. All right, I've just installed the last piece. That's just created the barbecue area and your fantastic size workbench to put all your goods. Next step is the render. All right, I've just installed the last piece. So now I've just created an area for our barbecue, a fantastic size workbench for all your goodies. Now the next step is to render. Now that your barbecue is pretty much finished, it's time to texture coat it. Now you can use Hebel High Build to give it more of a rendered look, but we're going to use Dulux Texture Coat. And we're going to roll it straight on. Pretty quick and easy process. Now that's a barbecue area. The whole thing's constructed out of fire-resistant Hebel blocks. The doors are on, tiles are done, Barbie's installed, and the whole thing is solid, ready to go. Last thing you need to do is invite some friends around and fire up the Barbie.